What's up, friends? John Bush here, Live Free Academy, Greater Reset. And I have a message. It's Christmas Eve, about to be 2022. The entire world's gone through this collective trauma, all this COVID craziness. And I want to share a message because I've been feeling a little frustrated lately and find myself arguing with people on social media, and not just Facebook, but Telegram and everything. And so the message, what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of people that seem to be really disempowered, and the way that they speak, the things they share in response to me sharing excitedly about solutions and how we can find more freedom, the way that a lot of people speak, it's as though they believe that this new world order, this great reset, you'll own nothing, have no privacy, and be happy, they believe that that is inevitable. And I'm here to share that it's not. In fact, if you come at life and activism from a place of empowerment, not only does it greatly increase the freedom that you experience and the quality of life you have, but it also increases the chances of us collectively building a better world and defeating these enemies of liberty and these tyrants and technocrats, right? Now, this has been coming up quite a bit for me, and it's coming up in a couple areas. It's been coming up for a while. In fact, I've experienced this in the past. Been doing activism and this whole truth thing. Look at the beautiful sun back there. I'm cruising around my property. I'll relate this back in. We bought a 10-acre homestead like 6 months ago because I'm choosing to be empowered and create the best life I can for myself and my family, and try to do what I can to help my community and those around me. But I've been doing this for like almost 20 years now, and early on, what quote unquote woke me up was Alex Jones's 9/11 Road to Tyranny, right? Now, Alex Jones, love him or hate him, he has been doing a lot of work for quite some time. But, you know, back in college, I used to think I was all like cool and listen to Alex Jones, and I knew so much more than everybody else when I was walking around campus listening in the headphones. You know, but there was a lot of times when I felt so afraid and overwhelmed, and like, because I was just cranking Jones and he was just cranking the New World Order and the globalists have so much power, it was like, wow, I feel like it's like there's no hope for us, right? And I recognize that in myself, and now I'm recognizing it in all sorts of people, right? And there's a couple areas as of late that I'm really experiencing it in. We did this Exit and Build Land Summit recently, November 6th and 7th. You can check out the recording, exitandbuildlandsummit.com, exitandbuildlandsummit.com. Register there. We'll get you instant access to watch the recording of it. And the whole idea is to exit the big cities and build community in the country. And we brought together all these speakers. We brought together all these legal experts, intentional community people. And as I was promoting this from so many people, I kept hearing, well, what are we going to do? They say that we'll own nothing. Why would you go out in the country and buy land when Klaus Schwab says you'll own nothing, right? And so it's like, whoa, that was a big eye-opener for me. Let me walk towards the sun. That's a little better. That was a big eye-opener for me. And it's like, people feel really so caught up in all of this crazy stuff that they're kind of like, it's leading to inaction. And then the same thing happens with cryptocurrency. It's like, I've been a big proponent and a fan of cryptocurrency, and I recognize there's nuances, and blockchain decentralized stuff is being utilized in negative ways. It's also being utilized in many positive ways that are helping people with privacy, freedom, protecting their wealth. And all these people are like, cryptocurrency, the same thing comes up. See, Klaus Schwab says we'll own nothing. They're just going to confiscate it and take it away. I was having a debate today, and I'm going to share it there on this little Facebook thread, where someone's like, you're just going to lose all your money. It's going to fail. They're going to shut it down. They're going to ban it, right? And something that I've been bringing up to people, all the crypto haters, because there's so many people that hate for so many different reasons, is like, okay, this is something Tom Woods says too, like, how many years are going to have to go by, because it's been 12 now, How many more years are going to have to go by with cryptocurrency not failing, not being completely banned, making people a whole lot of money, protecting people's wealth? How many years are going to have to go by before you finally admit, like, maybe it's not about to fail or it's about to get banned? And she was always like, good luck making money. You're going to lose all your money. And I pulled out this 5-year chart. It was kind of like, a lot of people have made a lot of money and are still continuing to make a lot of money. But they come at it, it's almost as though people don't want things to work. And they come at it from the perspective of, let me pick it apart and see how it can't work. When in reality, and it's like they're manipulating the price and it's all controlled and contrived. Market prices demonstrate people's values, people's preferences, right? In a capitalist economy, in a market economy, free enterprise economy, yes, we don't have that, but there's semblances of it and there are price systems in place. They demonstrate the value that people see in things. And so for cryptocurrency to be worth upwards of 66,000, it's like 52,000 now, that is a signal that many wealthy people, many smart people, that's what drove this big bull market that we're experiencing recently. In 2017, it was retail investors, smaller buyers, people like you and me that maybe want to get in. And more recently, in 2020, it was big institutions, big corporations, banks, investment companies, 2020, 2021, insurance companies. And like a lot of people are seeing that the dollar is a sinking ship. It's a signal that the powers that be, the central banks, the cartels, the pharmaceutical industrial complex, the globalists, Klaus Schwab, the Great Reset, they're scared. There's all sorts of forces, mechanisms, institutions, organizations, networks, information disseminators that are exploding on the scene. And the powers that be, the powers that wish they were, oh, look at Luke. Kind of startled me. I was like, what the hell's that? Are having to catch up. And with cryptocurrency, the cat's out of the bag. They'll try to ban it here. They'll try to stop this, that, and the other. They're like, well, they banned it in China. They didn't technically ban it, but they did stop mining. And I just saw an article on like Forbes or whatever that was talking about the underground black market crypto mining in places like communist China. It can't be stopped. People don't recognize that, right? And then a lot of people are like, well, what if we buy land and we have a mortgage and then they do this great reset and they shut down all the debt and stuff, you know? And again, it's this phenomenon where people are looking for reasons for it not to work. And I don't know if this is part of the whole play or if it's that deep, like this, like putting these things, you know, maybe the article, they took down the "you own anything, you have no privacy" article. But it's created this effect too, where even freedom-minded people that know there's something wrong, are now being caught in this state of inaction, panic, fear, believing that the powers that be are omnipotent, right? And so people are like, well, what if they do this reset, and then we don't have any, and then they kick us out of our homes and they seize our homes? And it's like, just play that out for a second. There's some economic reset, all the mortgages are destroyed, all your loans are wiped out or whatever, and how are the banks even gonna have the resources to come take your things? How is the enforcement class going to get paid, the constables and the sheriffs, to evict you or whatever? Because they're going to be screwed too. In fact, everybody's going to be screwed if that happens. And at the end of the day, we need to come at things from a place of empowerment. My response to this person was like, well, you know what? We have a Freedom Cell network of over 30,000 people. And the idea is to get together, demonstrate our strength in numbers, and just say no. We rightfully own this place, or we're making payments, we have a valid contract, whatever. You just say no. At the end of the day, there's power, there's strength in numbers. The people united will never be defeated, right? So, I want to challenge people. If you're still with me here, I'm going to wrap up here pretty soon. There's a couple people, there's some influencers and some folks that do research and share stuff. There's a couple in particular I'm thinking of. They do really deep research on the Fourth Industrial Revolution, the Great Reset, all this stuff. And all they crank out is the problem. And many of their followers and people that subscribe to their research, and it's a lot of these folks that I'm seeing coming from a place of disempowerment. And it's when you focus so much on the problem and not the solutions or finding freedom, you get caught up in that. So let me tie it back. We're here at 2022. About to be we're on the cusp of 2022. And so I want to challenge folks. take stock, do a self-analysis, a self-assessment of where you are today, the end of December 2021, compared to where you were, like 16, 18 months ago, February, March 2020, when all this crazy pandemic stuff kicked off. How different are things? Where are you? Because there's a lot of people that fell victim to all the noise, the fear, the division, the lockdowns, the mandates, and they're in a worse place, a worse situation. Maybe you're someone that recognized it was BS, maybe you recognized halfway through, maybe you've been researching this stuff and you spotted it from the get-go. Where are you? What is different between then and now? Because there's a lot of people, maybe they're, the big difference for them is that they're more knowledgeable about the New World Order. It kicked that research thing into high gear. But where are you in your life when it comes to your freedom, your wealth, your network, your resiliency, your off-grid capabilities, your ability to weather the storm, right? So I want to share where I'm at. And again, that's the challenge, right? If people are just so focused on the problem, they're not empowered, they're disempowered, they're in a state of victimhood, they don't take it upon themselves to be responsible for their own well-being, for their own lives, right? So this 2020 thing happened. I was already in a great place with a lot of momentum in my life and my business, sharing content again, getting back into the activism stuff. And I leaned into my business, which helps people find freedom, helps people get off of pharmaceutical drugs, Live Free Academy, Great Botanicals. And I've blown up my revenue. Me and my fiance, we've been dating for 4 years, know each other for several years before that. We always wanted to buy a house, buy land, and build community. 6 months ago, we closed on a 10-acre homestead, and I worked my ass off, as did she, so we could have the down payment for the thing. Right? We're building community. We got the garden going. It's just a start. We're gonna build a huge fence around this area. Although from my son's digging, we just realized that the septic tank stretches all the way out here. So I don't wanna do the garden on top of the septic field. We gotta refigure that. But we got a garden going. It's definitely not apocalypse ready. We got a ton of food storage. We've been beefing that up. The Freedom Cell Network, this Freedom Cells idea, small groups getting together, working on common goals. It was birthed back in 2014. And then it turned into a global network, slowly but surely, in large part thanks to the spreading of the word from Derek Bros, right? The Freedom Cell Network, back to the question, where are you now compared to then? The Freedom Cell Network had 1,000 people. Now it has 30,000 people. These are people that have gotten together. They're building networks, they're pulling their kids out of government school, they're going on camping trips, they're learning survival skills, they're chipping in on food storage, they're doing permablitzes and growing gardens. On this garden right here was the work of a permablitz. Right there, there was 7 people that came over, well 6, and then me and Becca, 8 people, did this in an afternoon. And we were preparing for my fiance's, look, Luke got into our little compost thing. Tried to put a pallet over. I need to spend more time working on all this stuff. There's so much going on. But the idea is that we can build community. We can be empowered. We can push back. We can stand up. We can resist, right? So that's what I've been doing. We also got solar panels too. Like if you know this great reset, fourth industrial revolution, tyranny is taking place and happening and expanding at a rapid rate, it ought to push you towards finding alternative solutions, leaving the city, looking at cryptocurrency critically, not just believing it's a one-size-fits-all type of system or whatever. Okay, you're not into cryptocurrency, you think they're doing some debt reset? What's the local dollar system? What's the local cash system? Are you doing silver trade? Are you building resilient alternative networks, counter economies, right? Okay, fine. You're not into cryptocurrency, you think it's part of some elite digital identity mark of the beast thing? Okay, what are you doing? What is your solution? What's your alternative? That's the idea. So much energy is spent on the problem that it leads to inaction, overwhelm, and it leads to people thinking that the New World Order is inevitable. So, we got the Tesla Powerwalls recently. Even Elon Musk, people are like, Elon Musk, everybody just assumes that it's all part of this entangled New World Order. And yes, that's true, but there's nuances with everything. Some people are their own little power centers, man. And so I want to help people to feel more empowered and to shift their thinking. So if you're somebody that already gets it, maybe you're in the Freedom Cell Network, maybe you're going to check out the Greater Reset, right? I want you guys to double down on your action. Double down on the actions you're taking, on the community that you're building, on the way that you're raising your kids, on the wealth that you're building. Double down. And I want to invite you to the Greater Reset Integration, the Greater Reset 3, January 26th through the 30th. There's still spots in Morelia, Mexico. We sold out in Central Texas, the in-person event, but there's going to be little satellite hubs. Ramiro Amani's encouraging folks to do these activation hubs. It's January 26th through the 30th. You can come in person, you can join us in person, or you could watch it live, and it's all about this message. They have a great reset. What are we going to do? Post about it, research about it, do videos, share online on Facebook all freaking day? Or are we going to get out there and create a greater reset? Because the status quo has got to go. Where do we go from here? I'm here to tell you that you have the ability and the power. My kids are doing laser tag. You have the power to be a deciding factor in what the future looks like. Most definitely for you, but collectively when we work together in an organized way, we can shape the future for all of humanity. And if not for everyone or all of humanity, then at least for us as we exit their systems and build alternatives. I also want to invite you next week, the Live Free Academy membership program. You get a 14-day free trial. We're going to hear from Ramiro Romani, another guy. It's like, yeah, the big tech stuff, all the surveillance on your phones, on your computer. He's not just blogging about it and typing about it and researching and sharing on Facebook about it. I don't even know if he's on Facebook. But he's helping people. He's empowering people by giving them these alternative phones that are de-Googled. He's teaching people how to set up Linux. He's teaching people how to set up VPNs, you know? Anyway, we're talking with him on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, I'm going to do a whole session on goal setting, 10xing your goals, changing your habits, because it's all about action. We got to come from a place of empowerment if we're going to turn this ship around. If not for the world, if not for all of mankind, at least for our community, those that get it, those that see through. They see that the emperor wears no clothes, right? So I've been busting my ass, and I have a completely different life experience. It's like, yes, that stuff's going on. I see these terrible articles, crazy stuff going on, Australia, France, New Orleans, Chicago, whatever it is. That's not my life. I focus. I create my own reality. And my reality is one of freedom, community, health, and wealth. And I invite you to join that as well. So if you want to join those things we're doing next week with Ramiro and me on the goal setting, check out livefreemembership.com. Livefreemembership.com. You get a 14-day free trial. It's an exclusive session that we do. And if you very much need to check out the Greater Reset. This is going to be the third time we're doing it. We got all sorts of big names. It's all about empowerment. It's all about building a better world, both on our own personal and family life and collectively as we work together, forming a unified front. These guys aren't omnipotent. They're not omniscient. It means they're not all powerful. They don't know everything, right? And if you just shift your mindset a bit, come at things from a place of empowerment, like so many people have done so many big, amazing things. All it takes is one person acting, and most importantly, it takes you believing in yourself. So again, just to drive it all home, spend less time researching and sharing articles, more time building the life that you desire and the freedom that you deserve. Peace and freedom, John Bush, I'm out.